Have you ever tried bone conducting headphones? Well, I just got my hands on as many as I could get a hold of, and we'll see if I can recommend them for you. Bone conduction earbuds is what these things on the table are. I'm really into running. It's probably my primary workout because it just makes me feel free when I go and run, and it makes me feel better. So naturally, when I heard that there was something like called bone conduction that would allow you to kind of hear the outside world while also enjoying your music and also just doesn't weigh super heavy on your head when you're wearing them, I gotta say, here's kind of what I took away from it. The thing about bone conduction is, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but I was afraid like when I put these on, like maybe my head was gonna explode or something. I know that's a completely irrational thought, but like just the thought of like something vibrating my head so much, I just thought maybe my head would explode. So that was an irrational fear I had when I put these on. Number one, this is kind of an audio-centric YouTube channel to some extent. I will tell you right up front, these do not sound anywhere near as good as the Ola dances here, which, you know, just use your normal speakers directed into your ear holes to sound good, nor do these sound as good as any sort of earbud. But if you're okay with sacrificing some of that so you can still hear the outside world, then these become a very attractive kind of piece of kit for you. In terms of music quality, you are probably sacrificing about 30 to 40% of the quality of the music by putting these on. The treble and the mid-range is pretty decent on them. The bass is just, it's kind of really not there, to be honest. And every time you put these on, at least for me, I feel like I just wish I could turn them about 20% louder. Every time I went running, I always wanted to turn it up just a little bit more. They never seem to really get loud enough for me to really feel the spirit of the music. Why would you get these? Well, you value being able to work around other people and have to interject into conversations quickly, or you just like earbuds that don't tend to fall out of your ears, or you just need something that wears very lightly, which these all do. They are probably the most comfortable earbuds I've ever worn, ever. Like they fit very naturally on you. This is the normal regular sized one, and these both are mini. I do have an instruction video on how to figure out which size you are. Because my head is less than 9.25 inches between my middle ears, I got the mini size, which fits amazing. So if you're trying to figure out which one you kind of want to dive into, let me just give you a rundown. So these are the OpenRun Shokz. These are just the basic model. These only have the bone conduction mechanism up here. It does kind of like vibrate on your cheekbones here a little bit. Like it's actually a little bit uncomfortable, and I really didn't like that. How am I hearing anything? This is weird. It's kind of irritating. Though once I kind of got into my run, that kind of seemed to go away, or I didn't notice it, so there could be a little bit of getting used to. When I tried the OpenRun Pro 2 here, I didn't get that. Apparently the OpenRun Pro 2, instead of just the like vibration mechanism, they also have some speakers inside of them that can project some of the sound over to your ears. The big difference I would say between the OpenRun Shokz and the OpenRun Pro 2s is the sound is just a little bit better on these guys. It has this nice little magnetic connection piece here, which is fancy and completely unnecessary, but nice. They just sound a little bit better with 12 hours battery life versus 9. You know, they do cost probably about $50 more on average for, I would argue, probably about 10 to 15% better sound. So they really don't sound that much better, but if you were gonna buy between these two, I would definitely recommend going for the Open Pro 2. They just sound a little bit better. One of the things I was thinking might be an issue was sound linkage. So I actually did a little bit of a sound leakage test just to see how loud they got.
Hello, sunshine. Hello, blue skies. Hello, lovely day. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sky. Hello, white clouds floating by. Hello, cooling summer breeze. Coming whistling through the trees. Hello, sand and hello, seas. Hello, positivity.
As you can see, they're honestly pretty dang quiet. I would say your in-ear buds are definitely quieter, but these aren't too bad. But still, like, don't think that people aren't going to necessarily hear what you're listening to when you're at work or something like that. They're going to hear it. They're going to be able to tell. I just started trying out the Shokz OpenSwims, and as soon as I jumped into the pool, I realized that you actually need to download the music for it to be able to play on these. So you have to load the music onto these. The Bluetooth will cut out as soon as you go underwater. So I kind of forgot to go over these in my on-camera talk. The OpenSwims honestly are just as good as the OpenRun Shokz, just that they go underwater. So I would say if you don't need the mini size, you can get the OpenSwims because they don't come in a mini size, but they sound as good and you can use them underwater. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. I will say using them underwater is a spiritual experience. Obviously the sound isn't perfect, but it's literally headphones underwater. Like, that's amazing. That is science is amazing. Another thing I really liked about the Shokz that I found was when you are lying in bed, these are actually very comfortable and the sound doesn't change no matter how you roll your head back and forth, and it stays pretty consistent. So really, who are these earbuds for? I would say they are for somebody who is not needing the ultimate sound quality or even half of the ultimate sound quality. You just need something that works, that gets your music to you while you're doing other things and allows you the flexibility of being able to hear other things while you run. If you care at all about audio quality while you run, I don't think I would recommend these. I think you're going to be disappointed. I would definitely point you more towards something like these Oladance sports earbuds right here. These actually have pretty good sound, and the bass is surprisingly not terrible. I was listening to the Oppenheimer soundtrack on these, and surprisingly, I felt like I was getting enough of the bass to be satisfied with the quality of the sound out of these. For me, running is sort of like this experience where I am free, I am getting absorbed into the music, and I need it to be good. The Shokz, I just always felt like I needed to turn them up a little bit more, but they were maxed out, so I kind of always felt like I just needed a little bit more. Still, the technology is great, the fit is amazing, I really like the mechanics of the buttons to pause and play. It's very intuitive to use them. This is a well-designed product. If you are listening to podcasts or more informational audio, these would be amazing. Say you want to be at work listening to a podcast or the news or something. These would be incredible. Things where you don't necessarily need super high quality audio to appreciate the content you have. So anyways, what do you think about bone conduction earbuds? Is this a thing you'd want to get interested in? Like, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys coming here, and if you made it to the end of the video, you get a little Shokz running star. So thanks for staying to the end and hanging out with me. I appreciate it.